Actually, your birthday today, right? Cesani, I'm sorry. And she is one of our home therapists. We also have a family that's going to be speaking later on, and Deborah and Annabelle. And we also have Miriam, who's a family partner who came with us today as well. So today's activity, we actually are going to be doing some in groups. And I'm looking around, and right now I see some, I want to make sure that we have some balance. So if we could maybe have every table have 4 people. So we are all set there. If someone can move from maybe this table to the table in the middle, is that possible? And then we need probably 2 individuals in the back. So can someone come from this table to the back, maybe? And maybe from that table, maybe someone can move to the back as well. Okay, great. So in your packets, you'll have a handout which has circles on it. And what I'm going to ask everyone to do in your groups, I'm going to give you all the directions beforehand, and then we'll go from there. The first step is to write your name. And I gave everyone, this is my example here. Write your name in the middle circle. In the surrounding circles, what we're going to ask you to do is, or what I call satellite circles, is write something or dimension of your identity which you find sort of most important, that defines yourself. So write something about yourself that you think is important. Mine, I wrote a couple examples. Puerto Rican, I'm a father, I love sports, and I love music, and I'm a guitarist. So basically 4 things that define yourself that might be different from the next person next to you. Then when I end the giving the directions, we're actually going to have you take turns and share 2 stories. One is that you're going to select one of the circles, outer circles, which you think is you're really proud of, that you find very valuable to yourself. So for example, for me, it would be being a father, and I can talk a little bit about that, but I'm not going to do it now. If I was in a group, I would talk a little bit more about why that's important to me and why is that a valuable piece of myself. And secondly, I want you to share a story that maybe one of those outer circles at a moment in time in your life was difficult to be associated with. It could be the same one that you're very proud of today, but that at one point maybe was difficult and maybe painful. So everyone's going to take that turn and share those 2 stories. After that, what we're going to ask you is to complete the bottom statement, which is, I am blank, but I am not blank. And I gave an example. I am a father, but I am not a paycheck. And I can speak a little bit about the biases around that, but again, this is just an example of what we want you to do. After that, after everyone does that, we're actually going to come back together as a larger group and talk a little bit about that. And again, I'm going to ask people to share. I just shared mine. I didn't go into too many details, but we want to, as a whole group, talk a little bit about not only your experiences, if you find someone and they're willing for you to share their story, and how maybe it impacted your sort of opinions around that specific idea. So at the end, what we're going to do is we're going to collect them. Ed actually mentioned something about a tapestry at the end of today's training. And what we're going to do is incorporate some of those languages and the words you guys utilize that really define yourself as individuals. And it might be something really great to look at as we see each other as a whole. So if everyone could stand, if there's any questions, does anyone have any questions about the directions? No? Okay, so I'll let you guys get started, and then I'll check in about maybe 10, 15 minutes, okay?